Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's post-game press conference following the match between Coppin State University and Howard University, which your final score is 65-50. Joining us are head coach Ty Grace and student athletes Niall Miller and Andrela Hennigan. Coach will start. Ardrella? Or Ariel? Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Ariella.
Ariella? I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
apologize. Coach will start with an opening statement from you, followed by questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. So, again, I guess I just want to give shots out to the coaches in this league and the teams in this league to always keep it competitive. You know, Coppin had a coaching change, and obviously, you know, that's definitely something that they got to get ready for and prepare for, and they did a good job, so shout out to them. But, you know, my team showed up once again. You know, I challenged them a lot, and they've stepped up to every challenge that I presented, so I'm just proud that we're able to, you know, make this next step again.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll open the floor for questions for both the student athletes and the head coach.
My name is Eric Washington, Bison Brothers.
How are you?
And my question is for Ariel. Could you talk a little bit about, well, you're not aware of this, but we did an interview with Coach Grace prior to the season, and your name was one of the first names that came up. Could you talk about the role of player development by her to put you in a position to do what you did today versus kind of where you started, since you're a freshman?
First of all, I want to say that I love Coach Ty, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity that she gave me. In the beginning of the season, we just talked about me coming in as a freshman, being able to be a point guard to lead her team to what we in now with the championship game tomorrow. So, you know, I just wanted to come in and do everything that she asked of me and just execute all of the things that she wanted me to do.
Oh, yeah, my question for Ariel, too. I always joke because you always look like you ready to crash out, but today you seem so calm out there. What was the difference? You get more comfortable in tournament play, or is it just you're not a freshman no more?
Well, I am still a freshman, but I just wanted to be able to, like, calm down. You know, in the beginning of the season, I did have some crash-out moments, so I just wanted to develop from that and grow from that and just come in today, you know, be a better person and develop, like I said, and be able to, you know, do what I did today to be able to be in the championship game tomorrow.
You got a career high in points and three-pointers, so, yeah, keep working.
Thank you.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
This is for Coach Grace and Niall. Can you all discuss what has been the difference this season from last? And you still made it this far last season, but clearly something's completely different. So what would that be and what do you attribute to?
It's a couple of things, and, you know, now I might have a different opinion, but we talk about a lot of this stuff together, so she might say the same thing. But I think the difference between last year and this year is obviously new players. You know, we got some new talent, and they really enjoy playing with one another. I enjoy coaching them, and they've always stuck to the goal since the day they stepped on campus in June. They never wavered or went in another direction. They really have bought in and stayed tied into what we had talked about we were going to do, and that's what I've talked about with them, you know, staying committed to the things that you promised yourself. And they've done that, and so that's really has helped us be a cohesive unit, and it helps that we have a little bit more depth this year that I talk about all the time. So those are two things that have probably been a difference in that.
Right. Just,
Can Niall elaborate? If she wants to.
I feel like it's a different culture. I feel like on the bench and on the court, we have a lot of talent. That's probably the biggest difference.
Coach Zanaya had half of you guys' points and rebounds in that first half, and she got her third foul early in the third quarter, and you had to take her out, or you chose to take her out. What adjustments did you make, both offensively and defensively, to keep that momentum going for you guys for that second half?
I keep talking about it. We have people that we can do that. Like, we literally have people that if Niall doesn't play well, Ari doesn't play well, we can bring another person in. We can bring in April. I can bring in Rain. And so when I have to make an adjustment, it's about the people that I put on the floor. And that's just the adjustment that I make. I put it in. They know that they have the ability to step onto the floor and make the difference. And they have the capability, they have the talent, they have the knowledge to do it. So that's the adjustment that I make. I put people in the game that can change the game, literally.
sir.
During the the first quarter of both regular season games, y'all got off to slow starts against Coppin, but today, totally different turnaround. Y'all started well. Talk about what was the key? How do you adjust to start well?
I'm on my team a lot. Like I really literally challenged them, and we talked about those slow starts. And I said this is the one where if you have a slow start, you will be home tomorrow. Like it's as simple as that. If you're not ready to go, Coppin will be, and you'll be ready to go. And they responded. They were just ready to play. They have been prepared. They have been ready. They have been focused. And so I didn't expect anything less. So they came out the way they needed to.
Sir.
This question's for Niall. To me, you kind of embody the idea of somebody that the way that they play doesn't always show up in the stat sheet. Talk a little bit about your mindset that you are on the podium today in a moment like this, considering, in my opinion, that's how you play.
I don't know. I feel like I just do the things that Coach Ty needs me to do. If I'm not scoring, I'm obviously, playing defense. And if one part of my game is lacking, then I'm picking it up in other parts that I need to.
Ariella, you're a freshman. This is your first MEAC tournament. You've had 2 killer performances these past few days. How does it feel? Like, what's going through your head right now?
Well, it feels great, but the job's not done, so my head is just focused on the championship game tomorrow.
Great, coach.
Sir. You have a question? Sit.
This question's for Niall. Niall, like I said before, you do a lot of things that may not show up on the stat sheet, especially you're a real hustle player. I always see you always going for a loose ball or never afraid to take a charge. Where does that mindset come from of doing whatever it can to make the right play to set up your teammates and, stuff like that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, just always putting your body on the line?
Like Ari said, we want to win the championship, so whatever it takes.
Ma'am.
For Niall again, we were here in October for the media day, and we predicted you all could do well. One day away. Are you looking back at that day and wondering, are you pinching yourself?
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure to get here, but we prevailed, and we're here, and we're going to execute and bring the ring home, finally.
Yes.
Any further questions? Jen?
Between you now and Ariella, 11 steals, forced 27 turnovers, particularly y'all got the hands in the passing lane a lot today. Just talk about how key that was.
Defense wins games, so, being able to get 11 steals between me and Now is something that will help us win the game. So, we just wanted to do it to win.
And I feel like defensively, I always know Ari has my back. If I tip it, I know she's going to get it.
Yes.
Great point.
Go ahead.
So, Coach, I hit you 6 straight MEAC championship times. That's crazy. I guess when is that gonna sink in? After tomorrow? Have you thought about that at all after this game?
I'm always reminded by you whenever we do an interview about, and it's all good. Like that, I take a lot of pride in that. Like I'm very proud of that because that means that I stopped somebody else from getting here 6 times. So, but it makes me feel good what we've done with this program, and even though we fell short in those other 5. Being able to coach these young women, being able to get them to this point and seeing them reach their potential and seeing them embrace all this excellence that they have, not only as players, but as people, it feels good to me. And to be able to be here again, like I'm as hungry as they are. Like we want it. Now said we're going to execute it. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Sir?
Coach Grace, this is for you. Your 10th year here at Howard University, going to another MEAC championship. What's something that sticks out that's very different about this team specifically?
I think I said it earlier, but just the cohesiveness with this group and that they've bought in, like they haven't had any separation. We've had some bumps in the road, but they've never parted the whole season. Like they've overcome a lot of things and they've come right back together, like glue. So I think that to watch that with a team is very hard, especially having 9 new players. We only had 5 returners from last year. And so to be able to bring a group of young women together like that and see them never like kind of go separate ways has just been great to watch. So that's probably one of the biggest things for me.
Any further questions? Go ahead.
This is for Coach Grace. What allows you, at least in my opinion, to kind of go against the grain in terms of how you deal with your players? You spoke about a moment ago about how you get on them, and that doesn't really seem to be a popular paradigm to have in coaching today. What allows you to kind of have sort of an old school paradigm like that and be successful?
Because I love my players and they know that I love them. My love for them is genuine and real. When I talk to them like they're my daughters, and I treat them as such. We talk about being a family, and so I think when people know that you care about them, and I think that's a cliche, they will go through a brick wall, they will respond. They know that I want them to reach their fullest potential, and I want the best for them, not only on the court, but outside. Like, I genuinely care about them outside of basketball. And so when people care about me outside of what I do, I'm more able to have a relationship and be able to do more for them. And I think that same thing goes for my players. They know that I will run through a brick wall for them. I will fight you for them. I'm going to advocate for them. I have their back 150%. And so I think that enables me to challenge them because they know that I want the best for them.
Any further questions? Sir?
This one's for now. You're a senior at Howard. You know, what does this championship mean in your last year that you've been able to come out here and make it all the way to the final destination once more?
I feel like it's way deeper. Like, I've been here for a minute, and we've lost in the championship 3 times in a row. So, yeah, it just means a lot.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Coppin's portion of our press conference, which held at Howard University with the score of 50-65. We are joined by head coach Darren Mosley and student athletes Paris McBride and Kyla Morris. Coach, we're going to start off with you with the opening statement, and then it's going to be followed by student questions. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we played a really good team today, and we just kind of ran out of gas. We didn't come out with the same spunk like we came out yesterday. We were just very flat, and they delivered the first punch. Just getting to the ball quicker, second chance rebounds. We just turning the ball away, and so we kind of had to regroup, burn too many early turnovers, but just kind of settle us down. And we had spurts where we got back in the game. We would chip away, cut it to 8, cut it to 10, and then they give up 2 threes in a row. But Howard's a deep team, man. You're going to run, and she's sub 4 at a time, and they just kept fresh legs on the floor, and we're literally playing 7, 8 the entire game. So it's just a tough uphill to climb, when your legs are fatigued, and their legs been fatigued all season, especially these 2 playing 38-plus minutes a game. And so Howard was the better team tonight, and I'm just proud of my group, just being resilient all year. Getting through a gauntlet of a non-conference schedule, but everybody stood tall, throughout the season to make it to a Final Four, to finish top half of the league. I couldn't ask for much more in the first-year group, so I'm proud of them.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open the floor for questions for the student athletes and the head coach.
Coach, the first couple of games y'all started off against Howard, y'all started off well. Today, it was a bit rough. What do you think was the difference today?
I think Coach Ty told our group, look, they didn't showed up the last couple times that we played them, so we had to come out with some intensity, and that's what they did today, and we didn't. And so, especially at their place, I think we came out very great, made them call a timeout. Like I said, she sub 4, and it was their second unit that hurt us, when we played them at their place. Today their starter showed up, especially the point guard. This might have been the best I've seen her play all year and shoot it. And so, like I said, when you have multiple pieces where you can bring it off the bench, starting lineup, fresh legs, and you can just get it from, bench production, starters can go off, that's tough to match up with each and every night. And so I think she got her group ready to play today, and we just didn't match their intensity.
All right, so my question is, I mean, primarily for you, Coach, but it's for everybody because this is the end of your first year, obviously. Still fresh, but how do you reflect upon this time and for the players, same thing? How was this year and his first year coaching in Coppin State?
Man, like we just talked about that in the locker room. Like, I took this job not knowing what the season would look like. You know, I was honestly lost because I was like, man, I got to start with a staff. I got to start with an entire team, and I got to, you know, put a whole schedule together. And so, you know, we took some pieces not knowing, you know, what it would look like, honestly. You know, not a lot of film to go off of, not a lot of stats. And so to be able to put it together, and, you know, I thank them for choosing me and choosing Coppin State because they didn't have to. They had other options as well. And so to finish as we did, like I said, man, we exceeded expectations, you know, being picked at the bottom, you know, getting, you know, player of the week multiple times, defensive player of the week, all conference honors. Like I said, I couldn't be more proud of this group, you know, with the circumstances at hand, you know, how late I got hired.
With everything that happened this season, things that the media may know, things that the media don't know about, through injuries, ups and downs of being in a women's sport, having a new team where not too many people have chemistry, just getting through that and ending up in the Final Four to MEAC is huge. We have, as everybody know, we have one returner. Everybody else is from a complete different program. We may have two people that's from the same state, but other than that, we didn't know each other from a can of paint. But for us to mesh together through the end of the season, we thank God and we thank Coach Mosley for putting us together. Because without him, we wouldn't be here getting the new opportunities that we all deserved in our previous years of playing.
It's definitely a blessing. I think we had some tough times during the year, but we figured it out. Not the outcome we wanted, but we're definitely grateful for it. So.
Talk about the improvement of Sydney Burrs these last few weeks and then into the tournament.
Yes, Sydney has been our glue in the paint, you know, this entire year, you know, and it's been times I wanted to pull her behind out the lineup because she can't be on time for nothing. But, you know, she battles every day. She puts her body on the line. She competes against Sosa, you know, in practice. So you got, you know, two heavyweight titles going on every day in practice fighting for that starting spot. But, you know, Sid just stayed solid for us offensively, defensively, you know, just banging with other post players and just doing all the dirty work, getting on the floor. And so just to see her step into a more offensive role late, you know, had to challenge the post, you know, I'm watching film and these other post players ducking in on y'all. They getting the best of y'all. So just challenging them to step up, showing them on film where they got to be better at, and she stepped up to the challenge.
Last year for you, your last game, I'm sure, you know, what's next for you and also what's next for you as well. I don't know, you know, just kind of, for you guys to go from here, what did you learn is going to take you forward?
Straight back to coaching. I missed it a lot. So being able to come from coaching and then come back to playing and be a leader on the court has opened my eyes to a new style of coaching, new style of play, new mental when it comes to dealing with my own players. So, God willing, I'm going to find me a coaching job somewhere to take over what he started and lit a fire in me to do. So.
And she also made me lose my hair this year, so she has to learn not to do that as a coach.
For me, definitely looking to go overseas. The work don't stop, so I'm going to keep putting the work in until then.
The heart and soul here at Coppin, and Henry, talk about her performance all year. She's been a spark plug.
Yeah, she's someone that we knew can guard other teams' best player. You know, so approaching every game, you know, is either Kai or Aaron. You know, y'all got to guard the shooter. You got to lock and chase, and she stepped up to those assignments. And that's what gets us going offensively. You know, when we grit up and guard, we get stops, we can press. You know, it's a great night when she's knocking down shots. You know, so we knew we always can count on her defense and her energy. But you know, it's games that she shot the ball very great for us, got to the rack, got to the free throw line, and like I said, that brings energy and activates the rest of the group. And so I'm just proud of how she finished, and you know, just having great tenacity, you know, for this team this year.
Also, Coach, what have you learned from your first year here at Coppin? You've had to do a heck of a lot.
Man, a lot of meditating this year and a lot of patience, that's for sure. It's been some days I was ready to just blow this crap up, man. Like, go home, everybody, just go home. But nah, I had a resilient group, you know, just learning patience and just trying to kind of meeting them where they were, and just having those one-on-one conversations, and you know, just not being as frustrated, you know, as much. And so just staying the course, staying prayed up, you know, and asking God for just patience, and you know, continue to shine light, you know, on this program, you know, through all the adversity. You know, I was going to show up every day and work my behind off, whether the results was good or bad, and I was going to put my best foot forward. And so that was it this year. Just a lot of patience, a lot of prayer, and you know, we want to get back to the top. You know, I want to get Coppin to the top of the league. So I got a lot of work to do.
Any further questions? Thank you, Coach. Thank you to the student athletes as well. We appreciate your time and wish you the best moving forward.
Thank you.